Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, and welcome to tonight's conversation. I'm really glad you have joined us. Our guest today is someone who has spent almost a year in Bangladesh quietly but effectively shaping one of our most dynamic diplomatic relationships. Mr. Andre Carstens, the outgoing head of mission of the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Mr. Andre is not just another diplomat on the move. He is someone with a deep background in international security and counterterrorism and a wealth of experience from postings across Afghanistan, Russia, Morocco, and beyond. Here in Bangladesh, he's seen the country go through some major shifts politically, economically, and environmentally. As he wraps up his time here, I thought this would be the perfect moment to reflect on where things stand between Bangladesh and the Netherlands, and to get a sense of where this relationship and the world is headed. Mr. Andre, welcome. It's really good to have you with us.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Let's start from the beginning. When you first arrived in Bangladesh, what were your first impressions of the people, the culture, the energy of the place?
Well, in the very beginning, it was overwhelming. But within a couple of weeks, maybe even days, I noticed that the people of Bangladesh have a good heart.
Thank you.
And a lot of hospitality, good food, which helps, of course, and an interesting social and cultural life. And well, there is so much to discover, so I'm still discovering up to date with great pleasure.
And now, as you are getting ready to leave, what changed for you personally, professionally? How has your time in Dhaka shaped you?
Well, I will keep my memories with me and bring them to Africa, where I will assume my next post as ambassador to the beautiful country of Niger.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And although it has been less than a year in Bangladesh, it feels like a regular posting of 3 or 4 years. So intense. And such a crucial moment in history that it feels as a milestone and as a whole episode in one.
Andre, you have worked in some very different environments: Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Brussels, Georgia. How do you compare your experience here in Bangladesh with those?
Well, you could say Kazakhstan is the opposite, because it is a huge country with a relatively small population, and Bangladesh is, well, only 4 times as big as the Netherlands, and you know the Netherlands is so small.
Yeah.
But you know where it is positioned in the heart of Europe. And the population of Bangladesh is huge. And, well, that is one of the first impressions you get. You enter the country, Dhaka is full of people, but as I said, very nice people. And so there's a huge difference with Kazakhstan. But on the other hand, there is a cultural link between even Afghanistan. Well, it's on the way, and historically there are roots, of course, of the Mughals and many other tribes, the Silk Route. And in the end, all people are connected in the whole world. Yes, I see differences, as I just described, but also a lot of connectivity. And well, if you allow me to include the Netherlands in this kind of comparison,
Sure.
We have a geological similarity. So both of our 2 countries are formed by nature. Both of our countries have an overdoses of water. Both of our countries are delta countries. And then, of course, well, our rivers are not as big as yours, because your rivers are delivering all the water from the Himalayas, the biggest mountains in the world, to the Indian Ocean.
Country of rivers.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a challenge and a beauty in one.
Indeed.
And we have a long track record in kind of, managing our rivers, country reconquered to the sea. Mm-hmm. So we built dikes and dams and polders. But you have your chars in the rivers, and we also are very much on the same page, that we both realize that it's not just a matter of fighting against nature, it is also a matter of making use of nature and living by nature. So we are moving forward despite the other challenge, which is triggered by the climate change. Yeah. So we need each other and hold each other's hands and share experience, knowledge, know-how.
And if I ask you to describe the most memorable moment or challenge of your time here, what comes to mind first?
Well, that's not just one, but as I mentioned, nature. Mm-hmm. Now I like to refer to my 2 visits to the Sundarbans. One of them with my son, together with 2 other friends. We took the boat from Dhaka to Borashal, and from Borashal we drove all the way to the Sundarbans on our bicycles. Mm-hmm. And we took mostly minor lanes, so dirt tracks and gravel roads. But we made it, even during Ramadan, so we had some challenges in being in time for the last boat to cross the river. But it went all very smoothly, and again we were met with such a great hospitality by all the people along the road. And the Sundarbans is a unique nature resort, the biggest mangrove forest in the world, where you still have more than 100 tigers. Mm-hmm. And these tigers should be preserved. So that is one of the great memories I will
Have
keep.
you seen any tigers over there?
Some footsteps.
Okay.
Early morning. Mm-hmm. And according to the guide, they were fresh. So that was another. But we saw 5 crocodiles.
Wow.
During our boat trip, and even a baby crocodile. And we could get very close. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Carstens, the Netherlands recognized Bangladesh, as you know, that right after independence in 1971. Thus, over 50 years of diplomatic ties. And how would you describe the relationship today?
Well, over the years, it has always been a good relationship. But until recently, most of the attention, most of the emphasis was connected to development cooperation.
So you are saying that focus shifted over the years?
Well, that is the phase in which we are now.
From development cooperation to trade and strategic
Well, the simple phrase, simple slogan is from trade to aid. Mm-hmm. That coincides with the upcoming graduation of Bangladesh. And we will not stop immediately, so we are in a transition. So we still have a few years of spending some funds, but our focus is already shifting towards better opportunities for equal cooperation. So it will be no longer us deciding what you have to do and which kind of agency or building company will be changing the course of your rivers. No. It should be you in the driver's seat. So Bangladesh, it's your country, and Bangladesh should pick and choose those partners you prefer. And I'm confident that our country, the Netherlands, has so many well-established professional entrepreneurs and other partners. Of course, there are NGOs and foundations still going on, that our relationship will further grow. So that's my vision for the future.
If you had to point to one or two things that really symbolize the strength of our relationship, what would they be?
Well, one big monument, of course, is the Bangladesh Delta Plan. 2100. Well, that one was inspired by the Netherlands, and
do you think the relationship is broad enough now, or are there areas where we still haven't explored the full potential?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I would like to mention agriculture, where both of our countries have an amazing track record already. So the food production of Bangladesh has, well, tripled or quadrupled. And the Netherlands is, as you know, an agricultural superpower.
Yeah.
But, well, unlike the past, where we were so fond of being the biggest producer of this and of that, we now are more in for a sustainable solution. So we like to share our technology with upcoming producers such as Bangladesh.
We often talk about how both Bangladesh and the Netherlands are delta nations, as you were mentioning about that. Do you think that shared geography creates a real connection, or it is just symbolic?
I don't get the point. Once again, please.
So what I'm saying is that you are talking about the Delta Plan.
Yeah.
And do you think that shared geography creates a real connection, or it is just symbolic?
It's more than symbolic.
Okay.
The people of Bangladesh have an orientation towards labor and trade, and that is one of the assets we also have. So you could say that the Bangladeshi within the wider region of the Gulf of Bengal, Asia if you like, is a bit similar to the position that the Dutch people have in Europe, and even outside Europe. You know, we have been trading on a global scale, and still we are. So there is a similarity in mentality, and there's also a similar attitude towards neighboring countries. Well, we have a few neighbors much bigger than our own country, and although Bangladesh is much bigger than the Netherlands, you also have some neighbors who are much bigger than Bangladesh itself. So, yeah.
So as
we're on the same page.
As we're talking about Delta Plan 2100, the Netherlands has played a key role in supporting that vision, Bangladesh vision, and how do you see that collaborating, evolving? And this year, you know, again, we have seen some major flooding in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And in your view, is this a governance failure, a climate crisis, or a mix of both?
I assume the best answer is a mix. But I like that you refer to the Delta Plan, because that is so much owned by the Bangladesh government, and there, well, the kind of knowledge and guidelines are embodied. So on top of that, well, we have agreed on a memorandum of understanding last year. We are now talking with the community of Chittagong on a project for well, better water and waste management system. And as I earlier described, the kind of, you see already that the kind of cooperation is evolving into a more equal partnership. And in the end, of course, Bangladesh taking the lead, there is still a public responsibility of the government to spend enough funds for not just disaster relief, but also disaster prevention.
Do you think the Delta Plan, if implemented properly, can actually reduce climate vulnerability for millions of Bangladeshis?
Well, it is included in the Delta Plan, and time will tell whether the change of climate will keep the pace as was predicted, or maybe even further measures should be implemented on top of the measures already foreseen. But well, that is an ongoing development where we need real experts to fine-tune on the long run.
Mr. Andre, let's move to a very highly discussed topic in Bangladesh, like governance, human rights, and media. So now the Netherlands has always championed civic freedom and human rights. How do you see Bangladesh in that context today?
Well, Bangladesh had a major change last year, revolution, and so in that sense, I came in right after, you could say, but still in a unique time frame. And I hope, and in a way I'm confident, that Bangladesh will be able to seize the momentum and to overcome the kind of deficiencies of the past, which have been quite immense. But well, I prefer personally to look forward and to see the positive developments. You are preparing for, well, hopefully a charter within a few weeks.
Yeah. July charter.
Yes, where you will have a consensus, maybe not 100%, but on hopefully many topics, and that will help to move forward to free and fair, inclusive elections. And well, who could have dreamed of that a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
So, on that scale, I'm very optimistic, and of course we're not blind for issues that still occur. Just recently, well, something happened very tragic in Dhaka, but well, that is up to the local authorities to take the appropriate measures. It's not up to me to comment on that.
There is often a tough balancing act between economic growth and democratic accountability. In your view, how should a developing country like Bangladesh approach that balances?
Well, I do not like the kind of frame that Bangladesh is still a developing country. Maybe I'm a bit too early, but well, I like the whole idea of graduation, and I believe that Bangladesh already made a huge development. And the kind of link is also, in my view, irrelevant, because for any country in any stage of development, I believe it is important to respect human rights.
Indeed.
And there is no golden standard. Nobody is 100% perfect, but the principles are clear and universal. So there all of us are able to assess the kind of reality and compare it to the kind of standards which have not yet been achieved for 100%. And meanwhile, the economy is of course another issue, because if you don't have any income, if there's no work, if there's no food, nobody can live. Yeah. So these are, there's a double task, I would say, to take care of your economy and to take care of human rights and the principles I just mentioned.
Media freedom is another area under
absolutely
constant debate here. As someone observing from the outside, do you think a space for critical voices is shrinking or just changing shape?
That is a difficult question to answer. The easy way out would be to refer to my previous answer, to say that it's not yet 100% perfect. Mm-hmm. And I also referred to the kind of longer timetable from the previous regime, which was far from helpful to freedom of expression. So in that sense, we're moving into the right direction. But if you look closer, there are ups and downs, and so there is plenty of reason to pay attention and to deal with these matters carefully. So yeah, the best thing I can say is please go on with the positive trend, and make sure that during, for example, and not just an example, an important example, the election campaign, mm-hmm. that freedom of expression is ideally guaranteed for all political parties. And so, as I said, a free, fair and inclusive election.
And as a development partner, how does the Netherlands navigate these complex spaces without overstepping, but is still standing up for its values?
We see ourselves more and more as an equal partner, mm-hmm. and I don't know exactly what you mean with a development partner. We like to shake hands, we like to cooperate. We believe that the interim government is playing an important role in the transition process, as I described. Mm-hmm. We are a member state of the European Union, so there we also have a kind of close cooperation, and we are very happy about the positive steps that have been taken by our umbrella organization, being the European Union. So yeah, that is the overall picture, and please go ahead.
The Netherlands has supported both humanitarian responses and international accountability efforts for the Rohingya crisis. But honestly, do you think justice is still possible?
Justice should always be possible. Mm-hmm. And speaking of the Rohingyas, there will be a conference in New York. I believe that is an important moment. I believe it is both wise and you could say courageous of Bangladesh to push for this conference, and I can only hope that this event will contribute to a better future, first of all, for the Rohingya people, and well, for the overall situation.
But on the practical side, do you see any path forward for safe repatriation, which is very important, especially for Bangladesh and the Rohingya community? Or are we moving toward permanent displacement?
Well, there is no black or white answer to that question, and that will depend very much on the situation in your neighboring country, which is pretty complicated, as we all know, and as I said, Bangladesh deserves a lot of respect for the hospitality it gave so far to these people. And well, the only thing I can say is that personally I don't expect a very quick way out of the current situation.
Let's look into the trade, investment and economic strategy issue. As we see that DAS FDI is in Bangladesh has grown significantly in recent years, even outpacing China at one point. What's driving that interest?
Apologies, but I didn't get the point.
We're talking about the foreign direct investment. So significantly has grown in recent years. So even what we saw that outpacing China at one point. So what's driving basically that interest regarding the FDI in Bangladesh, DAS FDI?
Well, let me first of all congratulate. It's a great achievement. Also, I believe it's very important for Bangladesh to grow its economy, and FDI is foreign direct investment is very instrumental. But it's not a given thing. So there is more work to do in terms of legislation, stability of the markets, and create better conditions. There is a so-called ease of doing business index, which is a good instrument to well, look yourself into the mirror and see, are we done by only celebrating the success so far, or is there maybe some more work to do? And I believe the answer is both. So yes, plenty to celebrate, but also quite some improvements on the way forward.
That said, Bangladesh still struggles to attract FDI on a broader scale. What's holding investors back, in your view?
Well, we took part in the BIDA event, and I've spoken with quite some entrepreneurs. Some of them didn't come, so that was already a kind of signal that, well, they believe, okay, it's maybe not now, maybe later. So there's interest, but some investors are still hesitant. They are not yet convinced of
the environment.
Of the environment, and well, the C word is being used by some of those entrepreneurs, and that, of course, it's easy to say, well, this is all the fault of the previous regime, but well, the further we are, and it's now almost a year the more we or the country has to step up and say, okay, now we had a year to get rid of these issues. Why did we not yet manage to convince everybody that we are now much further and better in dealing with these matters? And it's true that sometimes image is lagging behind, but there's much work to do. And in that sense, I would like to refer to the event we had in Amsterdam, Best of Bangladesh, for the second time this year. Very well organized, and that definitely helps to convince investors. A bit similar to what BIDA did in the same month, by the way, in April. Both events, but these events have to be repeated, and well, it is essential to collect all the information which is spinning around.
Who are the organizers in Amsterdam?
Well, the embassy of Bangladesh in the Netherlands, together with key persons. Well, I don't have the names at hand.
As you mentioned, Best of Bangladesh.
So the government of Bangladesh.
So beyond garments, beyond garments.
Oh yes, yes.
Which continue dominate our exports for long time. What other sectors do you think hold promise for Bangladesh-Netherlands trades?
Well, agriculture is a possible area. For example, jackfruit is under exploited so far. It's a unique fruit, and it takes Bangladesh or similar places to grow them, and they have a high nutrition value.
Yeah, and that's Bangladesh national fruit.
Yeah, that's just an example. I see possibilities for bamboo, maybe as building material or for other purposes. At some point, also high tech. So I paid a visit to an IT company, pretty young but already growing and highly professional. So there are plenty of possibilities.
And with Bangladesh heading toward LDC graduation, as we are talking about that, how do you think that will impact trade relations between our two countries?
Well, as I said, there is plenty of possibility for further expansion.
Challenges?
Yeah, well, the harbor facilities, maritime sector can be further developed, and that will help to grow trade volumes from Chittagong to the Netherlands. Well, wider Chittagong, of course, not necessarily Chittagong itself. And we should also not forget that Bangladesh has the potential for industrial production of many products. So there was a young company, kind of startup, building electrical motorcycles in the frame of the orange corners. So this is one of our programs to nurture young startups in cohorts, and some of them are very promising.
There's been progress on worker safety since Rana Plaza incident, but inequality in the labor force is still a big issue in Bangladesh. And can real development happen if the poorest workers are left behind? What do you think?
Well, the way you put it now, the answer is no. But I believe the question, as you put it, is a bit overstated.
Okay.
So Bangladesh already made a lot of progress since Rana Plaza, and just a couple of months ago, we already had some exchange with the government on, in particular, on labor conditions. There's new legislation in the process of making, which we like to see taking place and further developing, and it will not bring all the workers at once in the best possible, best thinkable position, but we see a positive development, and the best we can do is to encourage this, because consumers in the West are critical, so they feel embarrassed if labor condition, if they purchase textile products when they know that the conditions are below standard in the country of origin. So it's not just a moral issue; it's also a kind of interest for Bangladesh to overcome the shadows of the past, and well, work together to include better labor conditions as well as more sustainable ways of producing garment. So that is another sphere. Yeah, I can talk forever, but we are also involved in more sustainable garment production.
Thank you. And what's your assessment of Bangladesh's policy on women and girls now, and the role civil society can play in this regard?
Well, that is highly important, and again, it's not just a moral question. We believe, and I believe, that everybody should believe in equal rights for men and women. But there's also a very common sense like consideration that inclusion of women and girls on an equal footing in the economy is a win-win situation, because you will have much more engagement, much more productivity, and a better functioning society. So this is, of course, the positive story, but I like to put it at front. And then the flip side, the critical note I like to make is that, and it's very much in line with the official policy of Bangladesh for years, by the way, to get rid of child marriages, because this is really setting back girls on an age. Well, I do not have to explain why this is a bad practice, but it's still existing, and it is a loss for the girls involved and the society as a whole. So I hope that further steps can be made to enter the 21st century.
Andre, the Netherlands is a global leader in agricultural innovation, as you said, and we all know that despite being a small country. Do you see a future for Bangladesh to make use of Netherlands, its technology?
That's a no-brainer. We have the best technology in the world in many aspects, but in agriculture, first of all, and without any doubt. So we can share, and we are willing to share, because we like to share our technology. For example, in the field of cold storage, where we see that part of the yield is wasted due to lack of these kind of facilities. and transportation can be organized in a better manner. So it's not just cold storage, it's a cold chain. And then production facilities, and again, labor conditions, of course. We like to share, and I believe it's also in the interest of companies. And some companies are growing rapidly in Bangladesh. So there, again, we see a growing possibility for cooperation on an equal footing, as we like to see. So the answer is yes, yes, and yes.
Thank you.
Please.
And with agribusiness gaining more attention, especially after the recent Hague conference, what kind of long-term cooperation do you see between our two countries in this sector?
In which sector?
Agriculture, agribusiness.
Well, we can become more equal in the sense that Bangladesh could follow the example of the Netherlands of being a net agricultural exporter because of the geography of the country, despite the fact that there are so many inhabitants, but the land can be used in a better manner, and when the small handicaps which I just described in terms of loss of waste of yield can be overcome by better cold chain facilities and transportation logistics. There is a world to win.
We are almost at the end of the program. Would you like to say a few words to our audience, whatever you want?
Well, congratulations, first of all, for living in this beautiful country. Dhanabat for your hospitality. It has been a pleasure. I'm not leaving yet. I still have a few weeks, and I will enjoy each and every minute of it. It has been a warm bath, and it will be, and you will stay forever in my memory, and I hope to be back at some point. And and have another cup of tea with you or whatever. Thank you very much. Dhanabat.
Mr. Andre, thank you. Dhanyabad. This has been such a rich and honest conversation indeed. I think a lot of our viewers will walk away today with a deeper appreciation for diplomacy, not just as a statecraft, but as relationship building, as dialogue. And in your case, we have seen that done with consistency, care, and a long-term view. We wish you the very best as you move on to your next chapter. And again, congratulations. I hope you will carry good memories of Bangladesh, and we hope this country has left a mark on you too.
Absolutely. Dhanabat.
And to our viewers, thank you as always for being with us. These conversations help us see ourselves through different eyes. They remind us that global relationships are not just about governments. They are also about shared values, trust, and understanding. Until next time, take care of yourselves and keep engaging with the world around you. Thank you so much.